Welcome to the Andy Meadows Show. We've got a good roundtable coming up where we'll discuss cats with secret lives, bar fight strategies, Trump's war in Iran, my top 5 fast food milkshakes, the BAFTA Tourette's guy, Inappropriate commercials from the 80s, our Mount Rushmore of comedy, and more. But first, your headlines. Sounds like in the first wave of attacks on Iran, either the U.S. or Israel did, in fact, strike a school, killing 175 people, including young girls. Obviously, no one is rushing to take credit for it. Unfortunately, the school was next to a facility used by the IRGC, so I'm assuming it was bad intel. That or someone just straight up committed a war crime. I would say time will tell, but it probably won't. On a brighter note, last night's primaries went off without too many shenanigans. In North Carolina, former Democratic Governor Roy Cooper won the primary and will face Michael Whatley, the former chairman of the Republican National Committee. There was a hiccup here in DFW with some voting locations that threw a little kink into a Democratic primary Senate race. But other than that, I think everything went well. In that heavily anticipated race, Colbert's boy James Tallarico edged out Jasmine Crockett thanks to Brendan Carr's weaponized FCC. And the Republican side is headed to a runoff between longtime lawmaker John Cornyn and scandal-ridden MAGA Ken Paxton. Good news for ad agencies, bad news for everyone tired of getting political text to fund those ad buys. Speaking of my home state, a feel-good story out of Texas where firefighters climbed 900 feet into the air to rescue 2 hot air balloons who had struck a communications tower and were clinging to life. As a Texan, I can assure you they let the hot air balloon pilot know how much of a dipshit they were. WTF, man, do you not have the weather app on your phone? Come on now. Let's get you down and go grab a beer. That sounds good. Maybe an IPA? Tell you what, I'm just going to cut you down real quick. There you go. Best of luck to you, fella. Apparently, we aren't the only country with interesting politics lately. In Nepal, voters will go to the polls tomorrow in the first election since a Gen Z-led revolution in September. One top candidate is a millennial rapper. I'm all for Gen Z leading anything and rappers in politics, outside of Kanye, of course. I would definitely vote for an Ice Cube Snoop Dogg ticket. I'm assuming Ice Cube would be the top of the ticket because Snoop would make an awesome VP, traveling the world, restoring ties one fat blunt at a time. LL Cool J could be like Secretary of State or something because he has a pretty calm demeanor, you know.
Oh, there's the tune.
Please welcome to the round table.
Is that one you wrote yourself?
Yeah, so we have the rights to it. That's why we play all my bumper stuff, because it's like stuff I have the rights to. No, this is a royalty-free tune.
You should put in a copyright claim against yourself. Maybe that'll...
Well, the funny thing is sometimes when I put some of my own music and stuff, it does ding it. It's like, this is copyrighted, but the owner allows you to put it in there. It's like, yeah, I know. I checked every box when I uploaded it. Anyway, you made me forget the intro.
Oh, sorry.
The guy we called Chrissy growing up, man who's allergic to beef unless it's hormone-free, my brother from the same mother, Chris Meadows.
Chrissy Poo. Thank you very much.
Why did they always add why? Like, my name's Andrew. Andy makes sense, but you were Chrissy and Rob was Robbie. Neither of you liked it.
I mean, I don't mind being Chrissy. You can call me Chrissy. It's fine. I feel like Chrissy is not one that generally carries on later in life. Robbie, you still know Robbies. There's Robbies out there all the time. Andy's just a thing. You don't know a whole lot of Chrissies.
Well, because you can't say Chrissy unless you say like Chrissy. You know, you got to say it in the kid voice.
Maybe I should start introducing myself like that. Hi, I'm Chrissy. How are you? What's going on?
But Mom and Dad did that with Madeline is Maddie. And so when we named Annie, we're like, they can't add a Y to that because it's already Annie. That's just the name.
But do you say Madeline all the time, or do you shorten it too?
We normally say Madeline.
Oh, very proper.
But
very
then the other day,
no.
So we always say Madeline, and Mom and Dad say Maddie. Some of our other relatives say Maddie. But the other day, Madeline said, Maddie wants this. And it was the first time I heard her use Maddie instead of Madeline. So I'm like, uh-oh, See,
Maybe she's going to keep going. Mads.
Throwing the hammer down like this is what. And Jackie. You could elongate to say Jackie, but I just call him Jack or Jack Boy.
Jackie.
And Annie is Annie Bobani. That's her fun name.
I don't have kids. I had a cat named Lucy. We called Lucifer.
Because cats are all secretly evil.
They're not even secretly evil. They're a little bit openly evil. They're indifferent, I guess is the way it is.
You did see that study from a couple years ago where they followed house cats to see what they did in their off time.
And they're murderers?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so this was indoor-outdoor cats, obviously, because indoor cats, if you followed them, it would just be laying around. But
he laid on the couch, and then he went and looked out the window.
He laid over here, wanted some belly rubs. No, yeah, they all just go murder. So the indoor-outdoor cats, they all have multiple families. They all have at least 2 or 3 people that think they're kind of their cat. And they all just kill all day.
Like a traveling salesman from the 60s.
Yeah.
Family in every town.
Yeah. And murdering. Traveling salesman often murdered. We just got back from our trip to Houston to see Grandma Grandpa on Jill's side. That's what Annie calls him. Grandma Grandpa.
What are our parents called?
For a while, they were calling him Grandpa Grandpa, which kind of made Mom feel left out. But now now it's transitioned to Grandma Grandpa. Sometimes they'll call him Pawpaw and
Pops.
Mama. Yeah.
Lots of grandparents don't like being called grandmother or grandfather. Grandpas don't care so much, but the women are like, no, call me Meemaw. I'm not a grandma.
That's the fun thing about waiting until your 40s to have kids is at that point your parents don't care because they're old enough. They're like,
we're old.
We're clearly grandma and grandpa at this point. We're not fooling anybody. But it was a fun trip. They had a new house and a pool. I didn't know the pool was heated. Otherwise, I'd have brought the kids swim trunks. But her stepmom was nice and ordered a bunch of. She's like, I was complaining about it, and she's like, "Cool, on the way from Target, DoorDashed it." I'm like, awesome. So we got in the pool, and of course in Texas it's already. I mean, it was like 75, 80 degrees.
Right. It was almost pool weather, so you just needed it to be a little bit warmer in the water.
So what have y'all been up to?
Well, I have been a bachelor. I've been all alone. Stacy got back yesterday, so she was gone for like almost a month. Because when we went on that cruise was when she left Alaska, and she didn't come back till yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I got, strippers, hookers, cocaine, normal stuff.
Did you watch all the shows you want to watch that she doesn't want to watch?
Yeah, but then there's also the shows that I can't watch because she's not here. And I'm like, oh, man, Drive to Survive came out.
I know. Because you get in trouble when they get home, and then you have to pretend like you haven't watched it all.
Well, Netflix tells on you because there's the lines underneath it that show you that you've watched the thing.
Oh, I must have accidentally ran in the background when we fell asleep,
Yeah.
I've done that.
Do you watch Drive to Survive? It came out this week. It's so good.
I've watched the first, you're talking about the F1 thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we watched the first couple seasons and we loved it. We just had to catch back up. But yeah, it's because the stakes are so freaking high.
Well, yeah, and you get, behind the scenes. Like if you watch a race, it's kind of boring. But when they take all these things and break them down and then, do the human stories behind them, way more interesting.
Yeah, that's why, if you go to an F1 race, it's like, oh, saw that.
Yeah, you get to see this one corner or whatever,
0.2 seconds, and they're
that no, I think I can hear it. Oh, there it's gone.
But what I liked about the show, because it's kind of like NFL quarterback, but even higher stake, because there's 20 people in the world that get to do it, right? Isn't there 20 or 22?
Yeah, there's 10 teams and there's 2 racers per team, so there's 20.
20
I think
people.
This year, there's another team coming in, Cadillac, so they'll have 22.
Right, so you're one of 22 guys in the world good enough to be a driver in F1.
Right, so and every single guy who's ever raced a car wants to do that job. So There's probably 1 million people out there looking for one of the 20 seats.
I know. But the behind the scenes drama in that show is pretty, because it's funny because no matter how big the money is in something,
Still petty.
It's still the petty little crap. And it's like you're complaining and you're driving a Maserati home to your mansion with 100 acres in right outside of whatever beautiful place in France or wherever. But it's a good show for sure.
But yeah, it's one of those I can't watch when Stacy's not home.
Yeah.
Get myself in trouble.
Well, and we've now narrowed it to the point where there's very few shows that I can watch on my own, because the only, like, she doesn't like horror, so anything scary I can watch solo and confident, or anything with vampires or she likes the Game of Thrones, so she could do the dragons, but any like sci-fi stuff, she's not gonna do that. Oh, yeah, but so those I can watch solo. I was thinking the other day, man, if people keep digging into these Epstein files, pretty soon we're going to run out of missiles.
Ouch.
No, seriously. I mean, it's like Clinton.
Well, are you saying that attacks are a distraction, trying to change the news cycle?
No, who would ever do that?
I mean, this is people's lives on the line, and you're just saying, oh, no, we're attacking them because they keep asking a man with a bad comb-over about a friend he used to have.
Daddy, why did World War III start? Well, you see, Timmy, we had a president who was, and most of his cabinet, and a former president, was friends with a pedo. Daddy, what's a pedo? We'll talk about that later. And he needed the news cycle to change. So he sent off some, because literally Bill Clinton testified on Friday. I thought there was going to be some bombshells in that. I don't think there were. I mean, they didn't televise it.
I think he did the exact same thing he did always. Just, I don't know, nothing about it. Never heard of it.
I do not recall being friends with that weird guy.
I remember
Maybe I
meeting
went
him
to an island and there were some girls in bikinis, but that's about all I remember. Yeah, I mean,
they're always in bikinis. It wasn't weird.
So I mean, obviously the guy, the supreme leader in Iran, bad dude, been there for 40 years. Everyone's happy that guy's not in power anymore, but it's still kind of like another one. He's increasing. He's taken increasingly consequential military action without involving Congress in any way, shape, or form. And he's 13 months in, which is kind of scary.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, dude. The whole time I've been saying it. Like, we were always taught there's checks and balances. Checks and balances. That's the reason we have 3 branches of government, for checking and balancing. And nobody's checked anything. Yeah. I guess that only works if they actually do the balancing. He's just like, okay, well, here we go. I'm going to do this now.
Well, and I thought the Venezuela thing would get more attention because it was regime change, and he was at his say so, like Congress wasn't involved, whatever. But because that was a quick deal, just a single operation in and out, and not a whole lot of aftermath, at least so far, it kind of didn't get a lot of attention. But it set a precedent. So like now this one, I mean, the backlash to this, who knows? We'll find out. It could be. There's 92 million people in Iran. It's a huge country. I mean, to think that you're going to take out the main guy and then I'll figure it out. Like he was on TV being like, "Now's your chance to rise up and take power," while we're still bombing them. Like, wait,
some guy sitting in the corner store watching Trump is like, "All right, yeah, I'm going to be the new Ayatollah."
Yeah. So I mean, I hope. Well, it's. Good or bad, he owns it. Like he's going to get the credit if this goes well, and he's going to get the blame if it doesn't, because he didn't go to Congress and get it authorized. But it's a war. There's no calling this like just military action. It's a freaking war.
Yeah, and I don't know that the UN loves that. So,
dude, they've closed down airspace over the entire Middle East. You cannot fly over the whole Middle East right now, because we took out a lot of their missile sites, right? So they can't, and we took out 7 military commanders, us and Israel. I say we, it was us and Israel. So the retaliations are like just sporadic and random, because they're just trying to do whatever they can do cause some damage to any place we have a base in the Middle East, any allies of ours in the Middle East, or Israel's allies. They're trying to, they're just running those kamikaze drones into hotels and or whatever. I mean, to just cause damage because it's in total disarray, I'm sure.
Yeah, but like you say, we'll see. I mean, this is just 2 days ago, so.
I know. Yeah, and this comes out on Wednesday, and by now, by Wednesday.
But also release the unredacted files,
Yeah. But if they keep releasing them, that's what I said, we're going to run out of missiles and we're going to run out of dictators for him to take out at some point.
Dethrone.
Yeah, but whew, makes you wonder what's next. Oh, so our top comment. Oh, wrong button. Our top comment for last
that's a
week.
Rude. Oh, well, you always read the comments as negative anyway. So
no, actually, this one.
How negative this one is.
You'll see this one is not nearly as negative. This was when we were talking about. I asked, "Do you get in fights in your head?" And I was talking about how when I'm in line at Chick-fil-A, if I even suspect the person's when it merges is going to go in front of me when they're not supposed to, because you're supposed to take turns, that I envision this whole fight breaking out. And so that was by the way, that was our top performing clip. But this guy
fighting things in your head.
Yeah, who knows? Internet's weird. It was Lord Zero Fall 963 said, "It is important to know what you may or may not have to do if hands need to be thrown wherever you are." He screams at the end.
That guy is a badass. Or girl. I don't know, I really don't have those thoughts, though.
Lord Zero.
You got to know what to do when hands are going to be thrown. I think it's because I've grown up a larger man, and so maybe I come across as like I could probably handle myself. I'm sure I could not. Absolutely. But I probably look enough like, man, that guy probably could throw down that it doesn't ever come up. So...
Yeah, and sometimes
you don't get worked up about stuff. Somebody cuts you off in line, you go, I guess they're in a hurry. We'll all get there. But you're like, no, I'm gonna.
Well, and if I'm wearing short sleeve shirts or anything, we can see how frail I am. I'm not nearly as intimidating. If the clothes are baggy with the height, sometimes people are like, I don't know if I want to tussle with that guy. But I did learn a value. So there's a guy I worked with at Mamacita's. When I was waiting tables when I was 18 years old or something like that. And his deal, he was a smaller guy, and he's the best guy I've ever seen fight in person. Like he could just beat up anybody. And his deal was, because he could beat up anybody, because he was so confident, anytime someone was talking smack or whatever, he would just go, cool, I'll meet you outside, and start walking. And no one ever followed because he seemed so confident. They were like, oh, this guy's got to know what he's doing. So I did for years. That was my play. Like if I was in a bar or anybody got mouthy with me, and it almost always works, except for every once in a while when it doesn't. And then because the challenge with doing that when you're not one of those guys that can handle yourself really well is because the other guy that will follow you out, somebody that can.
Yeah. do with cauliflower ears. It's like, okay, sure.
So I've had people call my bluff on that little action a couple times, and it ends very
You go, no, I was
me.
just kidding, man. Or as soon as you get outside, you just run.
So when you hear as you're walking, when you hear the footsteps, you're like, oh, man, I'm going to the hospital. Dang
I'll
it.
have to lace up my cleats, hit the door, and bolt.
But back to that comment, that guy clearly sounds like someone who'd be a hoot to hang out with. Sounds like one of those guys that's like looking for a fight constantly. But thanks for commenting. Oh, by the way, if you want to weigh in on anything we talk about, you can do so by going. You can comment like that guy did on any of the anywhere you see anything, YouTube, Facebook, social media, wherever. Or you can head to andymedowsshow.com and record your
pretty
audio.
much comment about throwing down. That's the only ones he can read positively.
No, comment about whatever. I like it when they make fun of us. I think those are hilarious, and it gets other people also making fun of us, which is hilarious. Oh, so on our way back from Houston, we stopped at Dairy Queen on the way back, and I got a milkshake, and I hadn't gotten a milkshake in a while. I was thinking about, what are your top 5 fast food milkshakes? Where do you rank them?
Dude, I have not had a milkshake in forever. Probably for the same reason, because it's like 2,000 calories in a cup.
Oh, yeah.
But
the only reason I got one is because for dinner, a burger and fries doesn't really fill me up. So I don't want to get like the double or triple burger to fill me up. So I was like, well, we'll split a milkshake. And I was going to give some to the kids, but Jill was like, you're going to give them a bunch of sugar for a 4-hour car ride? And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's probably not a good move. So her and I split it, so neither one of us consumed all 2,000. So if you need a minute to think about your milkshakes.
No, I honestly couldn't tell you. Shake Shack is my favorite fast food burger because I can actually eat it because they're all grass-fed stuff. And
Shake
I'm going to
Shack almost
assume
made
that
my
Shake
list.
Shack has got good shakes because it's in the name. But Stacy got one last time we were at Shake Shack, and it was like strawberry, super sweet. I just don't have a sweet tooth, man. I know I look like I should, but I just don't.
I didn't for the longest time. I mean, my deal was always, I would always overdo the appetizers and the main course. So I never made it to dessert, but Jill's a big dessert person, and that's gotten me more into it. And I've late in life discovered a little bit of a sweet tooth. So Shake Shack almost made my list. They are pretty good, but they're not top 5 worthy. Here's mine. Whataburger, in reverse order, 5 to 1, of course. Whataburger, McDonald's, Wendy's, Dairy Queen, which I had yesterday, and then Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake.
That's better than Shake Shack. Steak and Shake, and the burgers are pretty good at Steak and Shake.
What about Tasty Freeze?
Yeah, man, it's been I wouldn't rank them just because it's been so long. Are those even still around?
I've got one down it's the closest thing to my house is a Tasty Freeze.
Oh. So Chris and I grew up in a town that the only fast food restaurant we had was Dairy Queen.
Freeze. Yeah.
It was Dairy Queen for the longest time. You were so young.
I don't remember. I remember there being the Tasty Freeze.
Right. So when Tasty Freeze came in, we were all so stoked because we finally had some other option besides. And Dairy Queen's great. I love it now, but when that's the only thing you have all the time. But when Tasty Freeze came in, we were all super happy. And so I don't know if it's that good or if it's just because, it was something new. Is it still good? Have you had it recently?
Yeah, it's still good. I mean, we had it a couple weeks ago.
You got to try one of their shakes. Did you get ice cream?
Yeah, got ice cream. That's what we went for.
Yeah.
But it was, their soft serve or it's not a Frosty because Frosty is Wendy's, but it's like a Blizzard or whatever their equivalent of a Blizzard is. The soft serve where they throw Reese's in it. That's good.
Yeah.
Probably worse than a shake for me, but I know I'm not drinking it at least.
Yeah, that's where the shakes are kind of deceptive because it's like, it kind of feels like, but it's a drink, like you said, with 2,000 calories. That's when I'm counting calories, I always recognize the things that I'm drinking that are like, there was a hot chocolate I used to get at Starbucks that was like 750 or 1,000 calories. There's all these little things that you're like, oh man, I didn't know that
I remember when Grandpa was getting to the end and he had his voice box removed, he was trying everything he could to keep weight on, and he was going through shakes like crazy.
Yeah, man, I kind of I don't know, it's depressing, but if I find out I'm going to die before, like 6 months or a year before, like there's a thing, dude, I'm going to eat. So, because I've always been such a nut job about staying skinny.
Yeah.
And I've got
You're
gut
going to see
issues.
how fat you can get in 6 months.
And I've got, up until like 23, I ate whatever I wanted for taste. But then that caught up to me and my gut started giving me issues. So between the being crazy about my weight and my gut issues, I don't get to eat a lot of the stuff I want. So if I find out, hey, you're going to die in 6 months or a year, dude, chicken fried steaks constantly.
You're going to try heroin?
No, just food. I was just food. And then I'll probably get a year in. I'll have gained like 200 pounds. And the doctor will be like, we found a cure. And I'm like, oh, man. Now I got to lose all this weight.
No, it turns out being fat was the cure for you. That was
who knew that eating 6,000 calories a day, you actually solved this. You came up with the cure with the right combination of fast food. Well, because I can't, and when you get over 42, you can't eat fast food like you used to. Like I can eat it once a week, maybe. But
yeah, I mean, I don't, dude. So Stacy got in late last night, and I didn't cook because she was getting in late, so we just went through Taco Bell. I spent $17 on 3 things at Taco Bell. Like, how is this normal? This isn't normal.
Dude,
a quesadilla from Taco Bell should not be $10.
You're preaching to the choir. Try having kids and adding kid stuff in there. Every place we go for fast food is Chick-fil-A is one of the cheaper ones, I feel like, based on what we get, but it's almost always $40 for 2 people now. Like 35,
and if you got the
$40.
kids in there, you're spending more.
Yeah, okay. That's not accurate.
$40 with the kids.
$40 with the, and we're only getting a kid meal for one of them right now because that's the only one actually eating that kind of food. But yeah,
that's a sit down meal. Well, in my head, that's what it costs to go out to eat, not to drive through somewhere.
Well, and that's why. So you know the place that's had a resurgence in the past year or so, Chili's.
Like Chili's,
because it's that intermediary where it's better than fast food, but still not as expensive as most sit down places. And so people are looking at it like, dude, I'm spending $40, $50 going to a fast food place. I might as well go to freaking Chili's or places like Applebee's. Those like the just above fast food ones.
The
casual dining, whatever. But it's still, I mean, it's not.
Still, somebody is bringing you the food, not handing you a bag and going, "Good luck."
And I can get a beer, most importantly. But yeah, Chili's has had a resurgence because fast food is. But I mean, it's the cost of the food probably, and everyone you go to is looking for workers, so they're probably having a tough time finding people to work there for low wages and.
Well, and then somebody told me like, "Oh, well, it's cheaper if you download the app for the restaurant, and then you go into the app and you pick the deals." And it's like, I don't want to do all this. I'm here. Just give me the food.
Now I got to go to 30 freaking steps to get reasonably priced crap food quickly.
Yeah. And then they get to know everywhere I go for the rest of my life, I guess. They're tracking you or something. There's always a reason they want you to download the app. And it's not good.
Man, anytime I travel, because you don't have the wife there saying, should you get that? Are you really sure you should get that? I always end up eating like terribly. And so 2 or 3 days into my trip, I'm like, I feel terrible. Because I don't have that voice of reason. Random.
I don't know. My wife does not have that. She doesn't call me out when I'm like, okay, yeah, loaded with cheese and bacon. She's like, all right, go ahead.
Well, Jill does because she knows the consequences. She's like, you're going to be miserable later, and I don't want to listen to you complain about it. So, maybe don't get that milkshake. That's probably why she was throwing it on the kids, not wanting to tell me not to, because she really knew that but I was fine. Oh, hey, did you see the Tourette syndrome guy at the BAFTAs?
I saw the story. I didn't watch the video, but I saw what was said. I mean, it's a disease. He cannot help it.
I know. I'm not saying the guy didn't do anything wrong. I'm just the people planning the thing. I mean, honor the guy. Definitely give him the award but maybe don't have him stick around for the live show. You know what I mean? Like think it through because, I mean, if inclusion's the goal, which is why they highlighted the guy, right? And I'm all for inclusion of folks with disabilities, but that kind of backfired by having the guy in there saying, "Did you see the SNL skit?"
No, I did not.
They did. They had Mel Gibson come out and say, or pretend, a guy pretend to be Mel Gibson, say, "It turns out I found out I have Tourette syndrome, and that's why I said all the things." And then they got progressively, and then it was J.K. Rowling, and then Bill Cosby came out. Yeah. And Louis C.K., which the taking the shot at Louis C.K. is like, I know what he did was not cool, but it was
out of all of them that got Me Too'd. I feel like Louis handled it the best. He said, yeah, I did this. It's inappropriate. But he always asks permission.
don't, don't try to justify it, dude. It was bad. I mean, you can't freaking do that. What he did was not cool. But like you said, I do agree that there are degrees to all that stuff. It's just like Aziz Ansari, another comedian, kind of got in trouble, sort of got in trouble for one that was like, when you read all the details, it's like, sounds like a bad date, and he misread some stuff. And
right, or like, you're saying, this went this way, this went that way. Yeah, I mean.
But I was surprised they took a shot at Louis, because it's, especially to throw him right next to Cosby. It's like,
Cosby,
whoa.
That's rough. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's probably.
It's the same as I'm saying. There's not degrees to this. It's.
But in their defense, a war was started at 2 a.m. Saturday morning. They got to do the show later that night. They were probably scrambling to rewrite everything. And they're like, who can do an impression of who? I can do Louis C.K. Oh, he fits in the Tourette's thing. We can kind of fit that in there. But I did feel bad for the guy with Tourette syndrome at the BAFTAs, because it's like,
well, I mean, that's got everyday life for him has got to be rough. He's walking through the grocery store and minding his own business, and then spouting expletives,
yeah,
or slurs. I mean, it'd be better if you could control which ones like if somehow you could be like, this is my vocabulary of inappropriate things I yell, but you can't.
Oh, dude. Speaking of that, have you ever watched the home renovation show where it's a little blonde girl, she goes in and renovates these historic homes? I can't remember the name of it. And she's got this kind of mousy voice. She seems really sweet and nice in the show, and I like her renovations on the home she did. They were all really good. But this is in pre-recorded stuff. She was screwing in a light or doing something, and she kind of hit her hand, and she said "fart N-word," like when she did it, then said the actual word, and she immediately goes to the guy filming. She's like, "Oh, cut that out! Can we cut that? Can we kill that?" And you hear the guy go, "No, I mean, we just started rolling. We can't. We're only 5 minutes in. We can't do anything. Whatever. It's pre-recorded." And then somebody leaks that works on the show leaks that footage. And because she immediately goes, kill that. And then she goes, F my life. Like she knows she screwed up. And so somebody leaked that footage. Maybe she's not good to work with, or person just wanted to get attention.
I mean,
and so,
it's weird that is where your mind goes when you hurt yourself.
Yeah, it's hard to say that's the first time.
Maybe she was trying to say nugget. I could see fart nugget being a.
Yeah, I could see. I mean, you do interesting combinations of curse words when you hurt yourself. I mean, I cuss around the kids sometimes when I hurt myself, and I try to never cuss around the kids. But yeah, certainly you hit something, you say it like Annie said.
But yeah, that's the one that's loaded in. That's not good.
Yeah, I know. That's where it's like that. Clearly, you've said that before. So anyway, she lost her show, and they took it off. It was on HBO Max, and they canceled it, and she got, because that's clearly not a good look. It seems like you've definitely said that before, but I do kind of feel bad, because it's like it was recorded footage in the old days.
And it wasn't towards somebody or something,
right? Yeah, but I mean, it's also. It's a bad one. I mean, you can't say. So anyway, when I try not to cuss around the kids, but the other day Annie dropped something and she goes, "God damn it!" And she's 2.5.
And that's adorable.
It's hard not to laugh because it is kind of adorable. And Jill was like, "That's you. I never say that word." And I said, "I only do if I hit something." But she did. Jill has slipped and said shit, and Annie said shit too. So that was all on her. That wasn't me.
Well, I mean, and they're going to hear it eventually. What's it, at least enjoy it now while it's adorable when she says, "God damn it."
Oh, speaking of Louis C.K., what's your Mount Rushmore of comedy? Which is a way of saying top 4, because there's 4 presidents on Mount Rushmore. Who's your top 4?
Well, Louis on there.
Is he?
And after it all. I love Louis. I love
Who
Louis. Carlin for the older one. Chappelle, but lately I don't know. Like he's got to be though. But I feel like he's talking too long now. Like, you know,
dude. Yeah, like the last one he had, his closer was super long. The last couple, I'm with you. I would have. He didn't make my.
All right, so we'll leave Chappelle off for now, and I'll go with Jim Jeffries and Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr is good.
Yeah.
The first thing I saw from him was like a roast deal, and I was like, he's kind of funny. But then since then, I've watched a lot more of his stuff.
He puts in work,
dude,
because his stuff is so tight. He's got to have 200 of them to do a set. So
because they're almost like one-liners.
Yeah,
they're short, but but I respect, because as somebody who wears a suit when I perform with the band and stuff, I respect the fact that he puts on a show. I mean, he's in a suit. He's tight, put together. You can tell it's and even when he does crowd work, it's he's on it. So I like him. I forgot about him, but he's not in my top 4. I'd say Seinfeld, Jerry Seinfeld for sure.
I didn't think about Seinfeld.
I would have put Chappelle until the last couple specials, because I love Chappelle, especially the early stuff. But I would say Jerry Seinfeld, Eddie Murphy. No, and I know he didn't do a lot of. Hear me out. I know he didn't do a lot of specials because he
did them when he was like 19 years old.
He did them when he was He did them when he was super young. They were game changers. I mean, they really changed the direction of comedy. He was like a rock star in comedy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like stadium comic. I mean, he was freaking huge. And those were very, like, when you're a little kid watching those, the Raw, the specials where he's in those leather suits.
When we probably shouldn't have been watching him yet because of what he's talking about.
He taught an entire generation how to curse cool. You know what I mean? How can you not put him on the list? But so he's on there. So those
and
Andy
two. Dice Clay, I know you loved it.
No, he was a rock star.
He was huge when we were
Hickory
kids.
dickory dock. Some girl was no. He had some clever things. Bill Burr was my third, and Jim Gaffigan is my fourth.
Gaffigan, yeah,
he's hilarious.
I do love Gaffigan.
But my alternates were
Burr,
Chappelle.
too.
Bill Burr's great. Have you ever heard the famous rant when he went off?
Going off on Philadelphia or somebody, Minneapolis, something. Yeah.
Why would you ever? If I could think of the worst people to heckle at a show, like I would be. To heckle Bill Burr, that takes some guts. I mean, it's Philly; they probably heckle everybody, but. I mean, he's gonna light you up, and I love how
he's locked and loaded all the time.
He threw out all the jokes, and he's like, "I'm just gonna shit on Philadelphia for the next 30," because it goes on for it's the entire rest of the show.
Basically, the show. Yeah. All right, I'm gone.
It's amazing, and because I love, like, Jill thinks I'm weird, but when we go to a comedy show, if somebody heckles, I kind of like it because it's so awkward. It changes the vibe in the room, and you get to see how they handle it, and if they can handle. I would never heckle a comedian. I think it's messed up to do. Throws off the show for everybody, kind of ruins it. But when somebody else does, I kind of like it.
Ooh,
because it's like it. I want to see what's going to happen. It's a live show, and that's part of the fun of it. But I've been heckled as a singer before.
That's weirder almost, because you're not really looking for interaction with the crowd, really.
But I like it. I'm not. The heckling's kind of annoying, but I like the interaction with them. So it kind of, but it's usually because they're yelling out a song they want you to play, and you don't like.
Not because they're like, "Well, you didn't hit that note very well.
You're flat. You're sharp." A nerdy musical heckler. No, it's usually because they're yelling out a song they want you to play. But when I was in a country blues band, we would play things people yell out, because it's like, you just look around. Does everybody know it? Okay, we can wing our way through it. And nowadays you can actually pull up your phone and get the lyrics if you can't remember them. So, yeah, that kind of band you do. But, dude, a 10-piece big band, you're not just like, hey, let's go back and write a horn
Play
part
some
for this
Skinnerd
during the break for this Skinnerd song nobody's played. So, yeah, sometimes they'll hack you. Oh, my other alternate was Attell. I know he's freaking underappreciated, dude.
I feel like he does what he wants to do. You know, like he could have been bigger.
Yeah, he's one of the funniest people on the planet. And if you listen to even comics you wouldn't think, because he gets a little dirty. Even the clean comics, when they talk about it, he's one of the ones they all mention because he's freaking brilliant.
But you don't think Carlin? I mean, he was like the first one to do a special a year, and they were always solid.
So this is going to piss people off, this take. And I know, Dad worked with Carlin. No. So our dad was a radio guy too, still alive. I mean, I'm talking like he's not.
Well, dad was not a radio guy. He's retired now.
Well, he's retired from radio. Yeah, sure. That's what I kind of meant. But anyway, he worked at the same place in DFW that Carlin had worked like a year prior. And so I heard some stories about it. So Carlin has a special place in my heart, but I wasn't that big a fan of his stuff because it didn't seem like jokes. It's just like he's kind of talking. It's like
I think you're talking about how Eddie Murphy kind of started. So I think Carlin also started something. Just a different line of it. And
I know he's a legend, and people love him in the 7 Dirty Words. So in radio, he's very well thought of because he does that FCC bit about the 7 dirty words you can't say. So I know everybody loves him. Just personal preference. I've never been able to sit through a special and enjoy it.
Well, you're wrong, but that's fine.
That's what I said. It's going to be an unpopular opinion because I know he's a freaking legend and everybody loves him, but just not my cup of tea. Oh, speaking of controversial, so something I can't remember what made me think of this week, but commercials that wouldn't fly today.
Dude, so I saw one, and I swear that this was a commercial. Never seen it again. Probably with YouTube I could look it up, but I was watching TV. There's 2 guys in a boat, like lifeboat, bobbing in the water. Then there's 1 guy in the lifeboat, bobbing in the water, and it's Alka-Seltzer for when you've eaten something you shouldn't have. Swear to God, it was a commercial.
Yeah, I think that
I wasn't watching SNL, but I've never seen it again.
Yeah, I think that was a Super Bowl ad or something. And there's still in other countries, there's still commercials that are that funny and creative, and we just don't do it here because we just don't have that same sense of humor anymore. But the one I was thinking about that would absolutely not fly today. I don't know if you're old enough to remember this, but it's this one. Can you see the screen?
No.
Oh, here you go.
There you go.
Frito Bandito.
I am the Frito Bandito. I love.
Oh, you do remember it?
Them,
okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if it'll let us show this.
I don't know. You might get canceled.
Politically incorrect ad from the 70s. It's a real commercial.
I mean, how is this any worse than the Chihuahua for Taco Bell? Is that?
I wanted to hear the jingle, but yeah, there you get the idea. The jingle was, I'm the Frito Bandito.
Yeah.
I love Fritos corn chips. I love them. I do. I love Fritos corn chips. I steal them from you.
Oh, the stealing, the Bandito stealing thing.
That's probably where it
worse.
But I think it's also
the little
voice.
Dog that just wanted Taco Bell.
It's the voice that I also just did. So that was
Yo
smart.
quiero Taco Bell. I don't know. Like, aside from the controversial aspect of things, the one that gets me is that, and I think they went out of business now. Quiznos had like rats talking about the subs. Like you shouldn't make rodents a spokesperson for a sandwich shop.
Did Quiznos go out of business? I freaking love Quiznos.
I think they're gone, man.
Man, the toasted sub.
But again, you had rats. You had rats as your spokespeople. Why would you? And they weren't cute rats either. They were fuzzy, gross rats.
No, it hasn't gone out of business. There's still a few. There's just less than 200 locations now. And there used to be a freaking location everywhere.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I don't remember the rat commercial for them. The Alka-Seltzer's one was good, but I think the Frito Bandito thing stopped in the 80s. I think they were already like, okay, this is probably problematic.
I mean, yeah. And the ones you see from the 50s that are like just, ask your man if you can have this.
Oh, I love those. Anytime I see one of those, I have to bring it up to Jill because I think it's so. Some of the magazine ones were hilarious, like the newspaper magazine print ones.
Yeah,
were great. Where it's like, incredibly sexist. Well, and then when you go back and watch Mad Men, I mean, that's part of the appeal of the Mad Men show was it kind of highlighted some of that stuff that's pretty hilarious to look back on and go, oh my God, I can't believe.
Oh, speaking of John Hamm, I watched on the plane, because we don't have Apple TV right now, I watched his Apple TV series, Friends and Neighbors. Really good.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So we got rid of Apple TV because it felt like early on everything they put out was great. And they were their deal was like where Netflix just, has this real high volume, but a fair amount of it's crap. I felt like when Apple TV started, they're like, quality over quantity.
Quality. Yeah.
Yeah. But then it felt like of the new shows coming out, we weren't finding any of them that we were really liking.
Well, with their quality over quantity thing, you don't need to have a subscription. You just need it for a month, and you'll catch up, and then you'll do it again in a year or 6 months when something else comes out you want to see. And
so
they're like, I haven't done it in a while, but last time I did it, I think it was $7 or something. It was not expensive for them. Yeah. And I refuse, even though I'm in a business that makes money with commercials, I'm paying the extra $3. I'm not doing a streaming service with commercials in it. I can't. I go over to this friend's house and they have that, and you're watching a show and they're like all of a sudden, why are the commercials on Netflix? Why are the commercials on Hulu? What are you doing? This is dumb. You save $2 or $3 and you have to watch commercials every time you're watching it. No, thank you.
Yeah, well, you'll really love it because it all transitions over. Eventually, there won't be a commercial-free option at all. It'll be limited. You'll be paying for
to the high seas
where they can't do commercials at all, like your Super Bowl with no commercials. So that's your rec this week is what's it called? Friends and Neighbors?
Yeah, Friends and Neighbors. It's a good one.
Somebody else famous is in that besides John Hamm. Who else is in it?
So it's John Hamm and what is that lady's name? Amanda Peet, maybe, is it?
Oh yeah, that's who it is.
His wife.
Yeah, that looked good from the trailer I saw. So here's our anonymous question for this week, also from a female. Let me get my voice ready. This is from Julie in Maine.
Why not? What are you talking about? Is it sexist that this is my female voice? It's the only one I have that's even close to a woman. Sorry. My fiance wants to go to Vegas for his bachelor party. Should I let him? And is it true that all guys cheat at their bachelor parties?
Yes, you should let him. Of course, you should let him. You don't control your man. And if you can't trust him a weekend in Vegas, why are you marrying him? And yes, all men cheat at their bachelor. No. Of course not.
You were so close, Chris. So close to a good answer.
No. It's very, very rare that a man cheats at his bachelor party. And if he's going to do it at the bachelor party, he's going to do it anyway.
Yep.
And if you think that he's going to do it, you shouldn't be marrying the guy. I have never been to a bachelor party where the bachelor has cheated. I will put that.
That's a important caveat. Because I've never been to a bachelor party where someone doesn't cheat, but it's not.
It's never the bachelor.
Right. It's never the bachelor because at least at the ones I've been to, I'm not saying it never happens, but at least at the ones same. So that's a pretty good case study because we've probably both been to a fair amount of bachelor parties between us. But I've never been to one where the bachelor. Now I skipped one where the bachelor cheated. I wasn't there because I had a concert to do. But no, for the most part, the bachelor doesn't cheat. So I agree. no, all guys don't cheat at their bachelor parties. I didn't cheat at mine. You didn't cheat at yours. Mine was tame because I was basically I told everybody from 16 to 30 was basically one long bachelor party for me anyway. So
Okay.
I didn't need a crazy one. So you were there. Mine was fairly tame. It was we're just driving around. It was fun. We're driving around Tennessee and Kentucky, going to bourbon tasting.
I think nobody cheated at your bachelor party.
Yeah, nobody did whatsoever.
So you said I've never been to one where. So you just implicated your friends.
Other than mine, I don't remember anybody. I mean, we were also drunk. So the brilliant idea of ours, which was a great trip, Scott and Jason put it together, and it was really awesome and something I'd go back and do again. Go back with the wives. It'd be fun to do it as a couple trip. But we started in Nashville, Tennessee, and hit up bourbon distilleries there, and then we went through Tennessee and Kentucky, and we did like 3 distilleries a day, remember? And we would start early in the day, so you're sampling bourbon, and so by later yes, everybody on the trip could have cheated, and I'd have had no idea because I was blackout drunk by 6
By
or 7
noon
o'clock.
most days.
No, you remember the first night in Nashville? I got like unbelievably
Yeah,
drunk,
handsy. You were slapping.
and
me.
it was funny because you and Rob were both like, "Oh, we've read this book before." So as soon as I started getting too drunk, you're like, "Oh, we're out. He's your problem." And y'all left.
That is
And
a
then-
good move that you learn later on in life. It's okay to be done.
It's
So
okay.
like, hey,
to
we're
go
gonna go to
home.
the next place. You go, all right, have fun. See you later.
Well, see, I kind of like shenanigans, so I like kind of seeing the thing go south. So I'm more likely to hang out if I see stuff like that going on because it's a great story. You just keep your
I
distance.
love to sleep, so I'm like, you know what? I've had some fun tonight. Good to see you. I'm going to bed.
But to close it out for Julie and Maine, I agree. Yes, let him go because you don't want to be you don't want to start off a marriage as the fuddy-duddy like fun killer. However, I will say, if you can steer your significant other away from going to Vegas for their bachelor or bachelorette party, that's probably a good idea. I would say there's more likely to be shenanigans in Vegas than any other place. Wouldn't you agree?
I mean, it's available everywhere.
That's true.
You know, I mean,
At least they're professionals there.
at least they're regularly tested in Vegas.
That's true. Well,
no, I mean, I don't. Yeah, if you don't trust your significant other to have a reasonable experience, then you shouldn't be married.
yeah, that's true. So even I think it's okay to worry, though. I mean, everybody probably worries when their significant other's going to a bachelor or bachelorette party. But
Yeah, because according to you, everybody cheats at one except the bachelor.
no, that's not what I said.
You said
I don't think
everyone
I've
you've
been to
been to.
one. No, that's not true. Because I've been to some pretty tame ones where, because I've got friends I'm Christian and I've got friends that are pretty Christian. So I've been to some pretty tame ones where definitely nobody cheated. But I've been to a lot of them where somebody cheated, but it was never the
never the guy.
never the bachelor. Amanda Seyfried said she used a synthetic butthole when filming her 2025 film Testament of Ann Lee. How did that audition go? We like you for this part, but we got to do something about that butthole. Is prosthetic butthole maker the weirdest job in Hollywood? She also wore a merkin. Is that the same guy that makes that, or do you have to go to a butthole guy and a merkin guy? That's why making movies costs so much, I think. Too many specialists. I get having a weird beehole, but you can't just grow out your down there hair the way God intended. What happened to commitment in this country? Supposedly you don't even see her butthole in the film, so maybe she just wanted to get a prosthetic one on the company dime for personal use. Who knows? I'm not a scientist. Anyway, not really sure what the film is about. Something about her deciding to be celibate after hoeing around or something. I don't know. I didn't really look it up. I'll probably watch it, though. You had me at merkin and prosthetic butthole. Clever marketing. That's it for today's show. We'll be back next week with a new episode of the Andy Meadows Show, now available on your favorite podcast platforms as well.